going to walk you through the beginning of the game. So I'm playing white. I make the 4 point. Then here I get lucky double fives. So in this position, I roll the dice, which was a mistake. This is a clear double. And I really regret it the next turn because here it was already too good to double. So blue rolls 2 5s and hits me. Now I'm saying to myself, okay, I tried blitzing. Now I have 3 blocks. Still, my board is so much better than my opponent. And I double. My opponent drops, which is a huge mistake here, 0.605. But actually, my double is also a mistake. And this was really difficult for me to find. How would I find this is not good enough to double? That's the question.
Any comments by other participants?
Well, I think a main point is that you are on the bar, and as soon as blue makes a 5 point, he has a perfect position and can get really very good recubes.
That's true. But I was thinking it's my turn. I offered a double. So with any 3s and 6s, I hit. The only number that doesn't come down is 6, and that hits.
I think you hit, but you don't cover. Well, not in the first one anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're not threatening to point on your opponent, but I mean, so that is like a very important point of what Bernhard said. You're on the bar, so anytime you're on the bar, you're threatening to do a lot less. And as a matter of fact, you can even extend it here to say another simple observation is that your opponent is not on the bar. And whenever you're blitzing and your opponent is not on the bar yet, that is a very, very good thing for him. So, because either maybe he doesn't get hit even, or if he does, he only has one guy on the bar. I mean, it's obvious, of course, but it's a very, very big deal in these sort of momentum discussions. Like we said in the previous position, you don't want to lose momentum when you're blitzing. That is precisely what you have done here, a little bit at least. But why is it not a double? I think in order for you to analyze these positions very precisely, a good idea is to study some reference positions for early blitzes and try to compare different positions to those reference positions. I know that is a very boring answer for you regarding this specific position, but nevertheless, I think that is very good advice in general if you want to master these early blitzes. Understand some reference positions, understand what different changes to these positions will do to your equity, and you will have much better cube handling in these positions.
I also think such positions are very volatile, so it can happen that you hit blue and blue dances 4 or 5 times, and it can happen that he enters 4 times at the first moment. But to look generally at the probabilities, you are not favorite even to hit the opponent, but he is always favorite with 2 open points to enter because of the 36 possible rolls, 20 enter. So it's more realistic that he's making a good enter in your board than that you are blitzing him away.
Yeah. And you can also note that if you hit him with a 6, as was mentioned, yeah, well, exactly like Bernhard said, he's a favorite to enter. And if he enters with a deuce, he hits you and you have 4 men back. If he enters with a 5, he has the 20 point while you have 7 checkers behind it. So I mean, you're in very bad shape after he enters, after you roll a 6. And that is even a decent number that you rolled when you rolled a 6. So
if instead of having the 6, 4, and 3, you had 6, 5, 4.
Okay, but you still had the ace point as the 4th point.
Oh, it would have been much better because now you have some kind of prime. It's better.
Right.
It would be better, I agree, but I don't think it is much better as it would usually be. Going back to Bernhard's point on the previous position again, is that here you are sort of blitzing, you have some deep points. You do have some value of the prime for the 6, 5, and 4 point, just because if at any point you need to play safely, that is easier for you. And you have some sort of blocking value for sure. But the blocking value goes down a lot when you have the ace point made, because you can basically never form a really, really strong block. So I would say that the positions should be better, but you would have duplicated fives of your own and it would not be a strong prime anyway. So I doubt it would make a huge difference, but I would guess that it is slightly better. I don't know what the rest of you say.
Actually, I think the main point is me being on the bar, because in this position where blue is on the bar, it's a clear double. That's the main point here.
Yeah, of course. And your opponent is on the bar. I mean, that is very big as well, but yeah.
Yes. By the way, just for my defense, I knew my opponent and I knew that the magnitude of the mistake that I would make by offering a double here might be a small mistake, but his mistake of being a chicken and declining is a much harder mistake. So I secured the PR at least.
If you're on the bar, you have to use one of your rolls to come in. And then if you hit loose on the 5 and or the ace point, the deuce point, and then you lift your checker, like if you roll 3-1, then you're creating a dilly builder. So you really don't have enough checkers in the zone to attack. And I think that's another reason why it's not a double.
I'm not so sure about this argument with the checkers in the zone, because it's 9 checkers and you have 4 points. I think if the checker on the bar would be in the home field of the opponent, it would be a perfect cube.
You see what I'm saying though, is if he rolls, let's say he rolls a 3-1 and hits on the 5 point and then lifts the checker and moves to the 4 point, he's producing a dilly builder. Yeah. The same thing if he rolls 6-1. So he doesn't have any more checkers in the zone to follow up.
Well, I guess you are both right, Bernhard. I mean, I fully agree with you, Bernhard. If white just had entered the checker and nothing else had changed, it would be a cube. No question. But of course, it is also true that if white had more checkers in the zone, it would be better for him. So, I mean, sure, both those things are disadvantages, but it's, of course, maybe not so easy to draw the line. When do you have enough to double and when don't you? And I think that you can practice a lot by comparing to reference position, working things out a little bit on your own. But definitely checkers on the bar and checkers in the zone are very important concepts.
This is too good, by the way. When you split your back checkers and you have this one blot on the 8 point, it's already too good to double. 46% gammons.
Yeah, you should also note here that the match score actually matters, even though it's only 0-0 to 3, it is not the same as 0-0 to 11 or something. Actually, you need to be a little bit more careful taking cubes at this score.
Okay, thank you very much.